I do
Oh,
have
thank
one
you.
more tactical question though, which is you mentioned all these experiences, which are a very impressive resume. How do you pull all of that together into your personal statement?
See, I just had to figure out how do I want to show my story. It's like, everyone could just tell something like, hey, I did this or I did that. And, but that's your resume. Your resume tells you everything. So as far as my personal statement goes, I just wanted to show, I illustrated an event that took place and how it got me to my end goal. So such as I talked about when my dad had a stroke, right? And I just remember, I started off, the thing was, you know, it was in all caps. My first sentence was, I found him. He's at the hospital. Literally, because after my dad had a stroke, he was missing for like 3 days and no one knew where he was at because he drove himself to the hospital. You see, I was
Wow.
like, my dad's one of those old school GI Joes. You know what I mean? So, and then from there, it just kind of I describe what my life was like in reference to, like, from my eyes. I just talked about what my day consisted of and how that led to me being the commencement speaker. And I tried to illustrate that I can handle crazy workloads. I can handle, walking and chewing gum at the same time, meaning that I can handle multiple things. Throw whatever you want at me. I'm going to get the job done. And I'm not going to only get it done, but I'm going to thrive at the highest level. So I illustrated just how I was still managing that in the leadership positions, all the work. So it's really about showing and not telling.
Yeah. Well, I can see how you tied it all together into a thread. And how long did it take you to write that statement? How many drafts did you go through? Did you get support from others for that? What would that look like?
Think about 13, 15 drafts, probably about like probably like 3 months in total of
So
working on that.
you put in the work.
Well, see, the thing is, there's like this misconception that the LSAT's the hardest part of the test prep. See, I don't know if I'm like being really like cynical with that word hardest, because the diversity statement, the personal statements seem just as hard, because you have to make sure every word is perfect, make sure every comma is in place, and you have to just make sure everything's concise. And it was just hard, just like the LSAT. It was a process. And then you have to get different opinions. But then it's like, well, whose opinion do I take when two people disagree? So it was hard, man. It's hard. Diversity statement was super hard too.
There's no easy answers on writing, especially. It's just,
Nope.
It's never perfect. It's just good enough at which point you say, I can't really get it any better right now within my time frame. Got to move on. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.